centers in Brazil. We'll talk about the time zone a little bit later on, but one of our big differentiators is time zone. Right now, Brazil is 1 hour ahead of New York. So your project teams work in the same time that you're working. And again, a local presence in the U.S. I cover the eastern side of the United States out of Pennsylvania. Gilles Sibra, who's a colleague of mine, is in the LA area, and he covers pretty much the clients over in the West. Died. What do we offer? Applications development is really our main expertise. We're doing a lot of work with SharePoint, which is very hot right now in the US and especially in Canada. Canada's really embraced SharePoint. Doing a lot of work in mobility. We've done some projects already, which we'll show you as some success cases. Everybody's interested in doing stuff on their iPhone and their BlackBerry today. A lot of SIM card, SMS applications, a lot of BI, a lot of business intelligence work, both with packages, and we've done some work with some open source also. Applications management support, applications tuning, integration, and we've got a whole creative lab that'll take a marketing idea and turn it into a solution. If it's animation, we'll do Flash, Flex, anything that you guys want to embrace as a platform. This is just some of the stuff. This isn't a full list of everything that we do, but currently this is some of the technologies that we're using today. The iPhone, the Java, the .NET, LAMP, Ruby on Rails. We're doing some work. This Pentaho is open source BI. That's that open source that I was talking about. Go ahead, Jim. Methodologies and the processes we use. We do a lot of Agile Scrum, and the time zone really lends itself to this because in the perfect Agile Scrum world, our Scrum Master is talking to your project manager every day. So the time zone really works with this. We've got a client in South Bend, Indiana. At 9 o'clock every morning, his project manager gets on Skype with our Scrum Master down in Sao Paulo, and they check on progress, any issues, what's going on, is everything on track, blah, 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 blah. So it works out really good. We do a lot of rational unified process, a lot of RUP. Our project managers, we support and we fund their involvement in PMI and the certification to become a PMP, a project management professional. We follow the whole PMI body of knowledge. So if you guys are embracing PMI, we are, the two project guys on each coast are talking the same language. And CMMI certifications we're going through.
You pressed.
Now it works?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Incredible. Well, thanks for fixing that, Jill. Alliances and certifications, I mean, we go through all the certification processes. We're Microsoft Gold certified partner. One of our C-level people down in Acmines in Sao Paulo area is actually the president of the Microsoft users group for all of Brazil. So he coordinates all the efforts in Brazil countrywide, comes up to all the Microsoft events. CMMI, PMP, Linux, Sun. We're playing in every one. These are what we consider some of our key differentiators. Easy and effective communication. Obviously, the whole time zone thing has a lot to do with that. The fact that when you're at work, we're at work. It's not one of these things where when you come into work, you've got maybe an hour before your project team someplace else is leaving for the day, or you've got to stay late to catch them when they're coming in. Also, as Robert said about the verticals down in Brazil, we've got a really good business acumen. We've been working with American companies onshore in Brazil for 30, 40 years. So we're very very accustomed to how Americans do business, how they like to do business. It's the way we do business today. English is definitely a second language. When I first went to Brazil, I figured they'd be very, very well versed in Spanish because they're surrounded by Spanish speaking. But it's really English is the second language in Brazil, not Spanish. Very low churn. We're running less than 10% a year. This is a big factor today because you've probably heard about some other countries that are really having a real problem with churn and hourly rates. Skilled professionals, again, we're going through all the certifications. We do all of our recruiting from the two biggest technology universities in Brazil, one in Campinas, one in Sao Paulo. Competitive rates, we've had a lot of conversations with Gartner analysts, and they're saying that the rates that we're offering to North America and Europe are dead on where we need to be competitive. In spite of the whole dollar fluctuation today, it's all over the place. We've been able to maintain our rates. It's cut into margin, but we'd rather do that than hit the client up every time the rates change. Strong project management, again, we're very well deeply involved in PMI, which is very big in Brazil. We build, each client has their own separate team. We don't commingle resources. And we have the team all working in the same physical location. We'll even move people around to different cubes so they're very, very close to each other. High productivity, Scrum, test-driven development, a lot of code reusability. Innovation, I've got an example of innovation, but we're always looking for the latest technologies coming up. We were the first company in Brazil to have a iPhone application when they launched iPhone in Brazil. We launched an internet banking solution within a couple months of the iPhone being officially launched. So we're very well into, very deep into technologies. We're also doing a lot of work with the new touchscreen technologies, multi-touch, and a very favorable total cost of ownership. How to engage? We're wide open. We've done a lot of proof of concepts. But in a project development, we're very comfortable with fixed price or time and materials. Staff augmentation, we've engaged with clients with one resource in the staff augmentation. Doesn't have to be a team of 7. What we try to do more than anything is just come in, engage with you, find some project that we can work on or we can augment your staff and show you what we're capable of doing with the idea that that'll lead to a long-term relationship and more work a little bit down the road. We've done a lot of, like I said, proof of concepts.
Yeah, these trials are really important for us because it's the opportunity we have to prove ourselves and not put the potential client in risk. So let's say you get a small piece of any future project and we can work on a proof of concept on that small piece. And after that, if you're not satisfied, you don't get to pay us. But if you like it, we can move from there.
And then, as I said, we do a lot of agile development, or we've got maintenance cells where we'll just build a development cell down there and you drive what they're working on. Some of our clients, these are the US clients that we have. There's a couple missing, some new guys, but this is some of our US